everyone. Welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Fresh and our Orc Hunter. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we're wrapping up the Stone Talon Mountains, and we will do so by taking on the Charred Vale and the quests available to that area. We've got some seeds to plant and some harpies to kill, so let's get started. Be arriving shortly. We're only a couple of kills away from level 32. And as mentioned in the previous episode, no upgrades for us directly, but our pet does have some new abilities that they can pick up. We have to go out of our way to obtain those, which we will probably do so in the next episode, I would imagine. I'd like to pick those up as soon as we can. We'll see what the competition looks like in this area. I have seen quite a few both Alliance and Horde come through here. Yeah, I'm kind of doubting that we're going to be able to pick up those Incendrites from the Fire Elementals. There just aren't going to be enough to go around. Yeah, I can already see several players just kind of aimlessly running around looking for objectives to complete, so I'm fairly confident we can get through the harpies and the planting of the seeds at the very least. And if that's all we get to, that's totally fine with me. We'll utilize the rest of the episode to maybe go to Thousand Needles. Maybe we can pick up that second rank of Screech by finding the Salt Flats of Vulture. We'll have to go to the Shimmering Flats in order to get that, so it's a little bit out of the way from the objectives that we actually have to take care of in Thousand Needles, but it'll be worth it in the long run. I've also been thinking about that Salt Flats Vulture in particular, and or the young Mesa Buzzard that we can find in the Arathi Highlands. And I was thinking maybe we could try out a different pet for a while. They'll be at the appropriate level at the very least. We will have to build up their loyalty so that they can pick up all of the beast training. Could be a little annoying, I suppose. But it might be fun to try something else. Carrion Bird could be interesting. Maybe fit to our theme as an orc a little bit more so than a bat. I've enjoyed the bat so far, but I think it'll be nice to try something different. We'll kill all the fire elementals that we see, and we'll see how many Incendrites we end up with by the time that we're done with the harpies and the planting of the seeds. The drop rate is at least good from what I remember. So it's really just the availability of the fire elementals themselves that ends up being the issue. is, level 32. I think Screech just barely hit level 31 in the previous episode. Let's open up our talents here. We're going to stick a point into Bestial Discipline, increasing our focus regeneration by 10%. Very helpful when you have 3 abilities, soon to be 4. A lot of stuff to juggle around. Seem to be making pretty good progress so far. The respawns seem to be pretty quick. Picked up some elemental fire there. That's definitely going to be worth holding on to. It's one of the reasons why this area is going to be pretty packed as well, is people are going to be farming those fire elementals simply just to collect that elemental fire. All the elementals are going to be worth something pretty decent for quite a while. We're actually doing a lot better on the Incendrites than I thought we would at this point. I thought these guys would be cleared out. Turns out there's plenty to go around at the moment. Either that or we're just getting very, very lucky. So I think we might actually end up completing this one after all. And we picked up our second elemental fire as well. Each one's going to be worth about 85 silver or so. And who knows, that could even go up in price if we hold on to them for a little bit longer. I think we're done planting the seeds as well. So we're really just looking for some specific harpies and more of those Incendrites. Got plenty of harpies left to kill, so I do think we should keep our focus on the fire elementals if we can, as there are going to be plenty of opportunities to take out these harpies. Although I guess some of them only show up in like certain areas, certain corners of the Charred Vale. Let's take out this Slayer and then we'll get our food buff back up. Yeah, it's crazy. We only need 3 more. I have trouble with this quest even when I'm all alone in the Charred Vale, like in Classic Era or one of the old hardcore servers. I feel like I've had trouble finding fire elementals just in those areas, but I guess today is different. So we don't need these wind collars. I think that's nice about being one of the nice things about being over leveled for an area like this is we can weave in and out of these enemies without grabbing them, especially if they end up being too low for us to kill anyway, or to be worth killing at least. Starting to slow down a little bit. Looks like somebody's inviting us to a group. We'll accept it for the time being. But when it comes to taking out the fire elementals, probably going to want to drop group at that point. Yeah, they want help with the elite harpy, and that is okay. I think that's probably the follow-up after this, which we could potentially go back out and do, I suppose. Yeah, I always forget where they're located. It's hard to know where you're located in the Vale without the map. Every direction looks exactly the same. I believe it's called like the Ripper or something like that. It's a bluish one. It's the only one that looks like that as well. It's a unique skin. This guy's only level 25 as well. I suppose we've been over leveling all the areas we've been to so far, though. It's just kind of how it's worked out. Not exactly sure where this harpy is going to show up exactly since we don't have the quest yet. think we've taken care of all that we can in this area. Yeah, harpies are dead. The ambushers are dead as well. I need to finish up with the slayers. I think the rogue feathers. Yeah. There are some fire elementals up the northern path, but a lot of them I feel like are in the southern reaches. It looks like the elite is up. So we'll go ahead and take this out for him. It's good that we help somebody else out there. Now let's figure out what else we have to do. Our luck on the Incendrites has dramatically shifted at this point. I have not seen any fire elementals in a long time. This is more of what I was expecting. I was not expecting to see any, honestly. There's one right there. So if we can tag him real quick. Let our pet take him out. Let's see if we can find any others. There's one. If we can tag this, we'll only need one more Incendrite. Then we can just focus on the easy part, which is just killing the rest of the harpies that we need. There's that last fire elemental. Beautiful. I'm really glad we got to complete that one. I was not expecting, I was expecting to have a really hard time with that. The amount of players that are in the Vale currently is exactly what I was anticipating too. Slayer, and then we need some rogue feathers. They're kind of sprinkled in both on the eastern and western side of the Vale. Since the entrance back to Sunrock Retreat is on the eastern side, as I would have expected, it's pretty empty, so let's head back to the western side. See if we'll have better luck over here. Everything seems to be down at the moment. Basically looking for the reddish-orange ones. Just need those pesky rogue feathers now. Looks like we're heading back to the eastern side. And we might just have to park ourselves there. Still need 3 more too. So this might be a little tough. We might have to group up with some players. Might make it a little bit easier. Can invite this hunter. Okay. Declined. That's okay. We will be patient. Take on some of these storm witches while we wait. One more rogue feather, and I think we'll be done with Stone Talon. There we go. Perfect. I enjoyed my time here for the most part. There were a couple of quests in the Windshear Crag that we couldn't complete. But for the most part, I think we took care of basically everything else. There was a follow-up, I believe, in Ashenvale, which we still might be able to do for Ordonis at the Rainwood Retreat. We can pick up his head, and that leads us back to the Stone Talon Peak, which I'm not super interested in going into that den slash burrow. Ordonis' head wouldn't be too bad, I suppose. Yeah, we made very good time today. No waiting around, got a little bit of experience. Made a little bit of gold as well. Can definitely sell some of this stuff. Sunrock Retreat. Let's go ahead and turn in these quests. And I'm still trying to mull over what I want to take on next. We could get Ordonis' head from Ashenvale. Wouldn't be a terribly long flight. Let's see. Okay, this is the quest to kill the Ripper. Is this back piece better than what we have? I don't think it is. Interesting leather piece, belt piece as well. It's got intellect instead of agility, but the plus 12 attack power is kind of tempting, honestly. I just don't know if I want to wait for the Ripper to respawn. If it happens to not be there, that would be a little annoying. I don't think we need it. Yeah, I don't think either of those pieces are going to be upgrades anyway, so we don't need to head all the way back there just to deal with that. We've got plenty of quests to choose from and to explore. We had just gotten done talking about in the previous episode how a bunch of the zones are going to be kind of clustered together around a specific level. That being stuff like Desolus, Arathi Highlands, and Stranglethorn, which are all zones that we want to take care of around like level 35. That's all going to kind of happen at the same time, and so, even now we have plenty of options with Hillsbrad, Altiric, Thousand Needles. And of course, we've got all the dungeons that we want to complete in between, so we've got a lot to do. I'm okay with skipping out on a couple of these quests. We're not going to run into problems with quests until we're probably into our 40s. 40 to 50 is typically a pretty difficult time for questing availability. It's where you kind of do like, a couple of quests in one zone, then you can, then you have to kind of go to a different zone and do a couple of quests there, then you kind of have to go to a different zone. You can't just like stay in one spot for an extended period of time. Let's go ahead and vendor a couple of these things that we don't need or don't plan on selling. So from here, let's fly down to Freewind Post. Take a nice relaxing flight across about half of Kalimdor, pretty much. Roughly. And we'll see what we can take care of there. I would like to pick up the Salt Flats Vulture. We're going to have to look for one that is level 32. We'll train that up. Should be able to grant us Screech rank 2. And then we'll spend the rest of the episode probably just taking care of whatever we can over in that zone. And then we'll wrap up whatever we can in the next episode if it makes sense. Hopefully we can build up some loyalty fairly quickly. I'm basically not experienced at all with hunters after this point. I feel like at level 30 is probably the furthest I've ever gotten a hunter before in the past. Even the distant past, back in like TPC when I was leveling through vanilla for the first time. So I'm very unfamiliar with pets and kind of how they work, how difficult it is. I've always heard that it's pretty difficult to switch to a new pet, to train them up. Especially if there's a specific, color variant that you want. And I certainly would not dare try leveling up a pet that is lower than my level. I would never train a pet that is lower than my level. Just seeing how long it takes just for Screech to catch up. He barely hit level 31 before we hit level 32. So I can't imagine what it's like to train a low-level rare spawn, for example, like a rare spawn at like level 10 or something, and trying to train that all the way up to our current level. I feel like that would basically be impossible. So, and then we'll see how long it takes to train loyalty points. That's going to be the big thing, I think, with the Salt Flats Vulture that we're going to train. Because I feel like I would like to keep it. We can keep our bat in the stables for the time being. Could go back to it, I suppose, if we really wanted to. There's going to be higher level bats, I think, that we can train if necessary. If we wanted to go back to like using a bat. One of the things we are going to have to figure out is what the carrion bird types like to eat, because I doubt it's going to be mushrooms. So we're going to end up selling our mushrooms as well. Unfortunate, I suppose. Like, we probably should have looked a little bit further ahead. So it looks like fish and meat. So that's fine. There's plenty of butchers in Kalimdor. Maybe there will be one at Freewind Post. We'll have to check and see. I don't know if we have any meat in our bags currently. We do have the big bear steaks, which I would be okay with feeding him, feeding the new pet those for now. We do have other buff food in our bank, and we're also going to be picking up the Soothing Turtle Bisque probably in the next episode. We might go back to Hillsbrad. It depends on how far we get through Thousand Needles, but once we get the Soothing Turtle Bisque, that's probably what we're going to be sticking with for the most part. We'll buy turtle meat off the auction house. If it's not too expensive, we'll have to see how expensive it is, but that would be the preferred plan. That food will last us for quite a long time, as long as we can keep up with the meat. Yeah, otherwise, as far as feeding this new vulture, might have to kill some stuff in the area. I'm sure the hyenas drop some sort of meat that can be fed to them that you can also find in Thousand Needles. The Dark Cloud Pinnacle at the moment. Should be arriving at Freewind Post shortly. Alright, a bunch of green quest markers.
Peace, friend. Goodbye.
We're going to pick everything up. This one is actually almost turned gray to us.
Ancestors.
The alien egg is pretty easy to pick up, so it should be fine. And there is a butcher here that is very, very good. So we'll pick up these wild hog shanks, and we'll utilize these instead of the mushrooms.
Go.
While we're here, we can talk to the gunsmith slash bowyer. Pick up some more razor arrows. We need some of these. Fine longbow ain't gonna cut it for us right now. Let's get this wanted poster. I'm hoping Thousand Needles has some good leather pieces from their quests.
Traveler.
It's one of the places I would expect to have something for us. Alright, let's get our pet out and let's speak with the stable master, because we're going to have to put him in here for the time being. Goodbye, Screech, for the time being. Perhaps we'll see you again at some point. And if we don't end up seeing him at some point, it was a lot of fun while it lasted. But I really do enjoy this carrion bird slash bat pet type. I've definitely enjoyed using the move Screech so far. I think that's been really cool. It's been a nice change of pace. Every time I make a hunter, I always end up picking up a cat or a wolf. Something very basic, something very predictable. But no more. Oh yeah, we can actually complete the Soothing Turtle Bisque in the middle of the salt flats too. I actually never even considered that. We might be able to collect the alien egg along the way to the Shimmering Flats as well. Should be visible and clickable if it is available. Wind Serpent's a pretty cool pet too to have. I don't see the alien egg over here. Wind Serpent's another pretty cool pet though. Having a ranged attack in Lightning Breath is very cool. It does a ton of damage. I used one during my playthrough of Season of Discovery. And I was trying out the hunter there. I was trying out the melee survival build, which was a lot of fun. Is there an egg? There is an egg here. Okay. Can I solo these guys? They might stay at ranged. Yeah, okay, they're going to use lightning breath, so that's good. Means they won't get into my dead zone. See if we can sneak in here and grab this really quick. And then get out. Let's see if we can avoid the lightning breath. Nope. Not quite. I think we're going to turn around and have to fight this. I'm glad we got the alien egg at least. We need an unrefined ore sample as well. I wonder what that comes from. You know what? I think that comes from... I think there are like kobolds that like randomly walk that kind of path through the needles. I think that's what that's about. And they're pretty rare, but once you find one, I believe it's guaranteed to have the ore sample. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's how we're going to obtain that. That's enough cloud serpents. Those lightning breaths hit for way too much. Let's get back to the main road and we'll stick to it. Yeah, gravel snout digger, that makes sense. So yeah, it's gonna be a kobold. If we happen to see a kobold off the side of the road, we'll take it out. Otherwise, we will just press on. Saw a gravel snout forager over there, but that's not going to cut it for us. And we are now entering the Shimmering Flats. Gonna check one more time for that digger, see if we can see him somewhere. There is a quest that we can turn in here. We might as well do it while we're on this side of the map. So we don't have to, hopefully don't have to go back to this this spot. Oh, that is a surveyor. Okay, that's gonna do it. It's level 30. Looks like he's got ranged attacks. A little bit annoying. I think I'm gonna try to see if we can drag him in this direction. Okay, so not 100% chance. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I didn't realize that there's like this little camp here. There's no vendors.
Down for the horde.
It's a quest to kill some insects. Okay, so we're in the Shimmering Flats now. We're gonna have to find a Salt Flats vulture. I think they're all over the place, but let me look it up real quick. Okay, they're more south. A little bit further south, but shouldn't be too far. We should be seeing them pretty soon. No shortage of scorpids, that's for sure. It's not what we're looking for. Hopefully they don't share respawns with these crystal hide basilisks. That would be unfortunate. I definitely don't want to have to take on anything else at this moment. And the further we go south, the higher level they're going to become. It's going to be harder and harder. Well, there's a dead one. It's level 33 anyway, so we couldn't have gotten that one. Let's keep looking. Let's make sure that we get Tame Beast out here on the bar. It's not often we need it. We're going to need it this time. Nothing over here, so we're going to have to start moving over to the eastern side. This is going to be another area that's going to be pretty tricky when we start actually completing quests here. It's a pretty busy spot. The Mirage Raceway is packed with quests for both the Horde and Alliance, and they basically share the same objectives. And one of those objectives is the vultures. I would love to run over there and skin some of those basilisks, but with how it's looking right now, I want to make sure that we get our new pet before the end of the episode. It's a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be to find just one. They're pretty common when you're here by yourself or only with, you know, a few other people around. We can't go too far north because they don't exist too far north, but they do go pretty close to the raceway if I remember correctly. This is actually a pretty good time to use Eagle Eye, I think. Eagle Eye will allow us to scout out certain spots instead of going all the way over there. Scorpid, yeah, so you could actually, that's the best part about Eagle Eye is you could actually, it doesn't just show you the terrain, you can actually see. It actually it essentially teleports your character to that spot. You can actually see what's going on. So far, nothing on this side of the raceway either. Which is unfortunate. Let's check down here. Just more basilisks, elementals, turtles. No shortage of turtles, so if we aren't able to take on all the snapjaws that line the river that cuts through Hillsbrad, well, we'll definitely have to come here and do it instead. I am very surprised. Honestly shocked, even that we cannot find these. I would have thought for sure we would have at least seen some by now, let alone just, like, even if we saw, like, level 33 vultures, like, that would be one thing. We've seen one dead vulture. Which is really ridiculous. And we can't really go further north. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments on Wowhead currently for this vulture, and apparently it is very rare, which I did not realize. And apparently there are two types of vultures here, the scavengers and the vultures themselves. So that's good to know, that this is an actual hunt. You know, not very easy. A couple have mentioned they've only seen like a few in the entire zone. So here's a vulture here, but it's level 34. Yeah, unfortunate. 34 ain't gonna cut it. I wonder if we should kill it. Like, I wonder if that's, I wonder if that would be a good course of action to take. Just to make more respawn. We'll keep going for like the next 5-10 minutes or so. This is probably where we're just going to end the episode for today, just looking for the pet. And if I don't find it, I might take a look in between episodes. I'll chill at the raceway. I'll use Eagle Eye here and there. Perhaps at the beginning of the next episode, we'll grab it and then just go somewhere else. Our Hearthstone is still at the crossroad, which isn't a bad spot for it. I feel like the eastern side, the southeastern side in particular, is probably our best bet. I feel like not too many people need to go here for quests or anything. Yeah, there we go. There is one there, but it's level 34. That seems to be the best luck that we've had, though. Southeast corner of the Salt Flats. So we've seen 3 total in this episode so far. And so far Eagle Eye has been a tremendous help in locating them. Oh, another vulture. 34. Man, that is unfortunate. I don't know if people are killing them though. So I feel like we're gonna have to kill them. It's gonna be tough to kill these two. You know what? This is where the traps would come in handy. This is where the traps are going to come in handy quite a lot. Unfortunate that we have to take them out. Yeah, we're not going to spend too much time here. I'm not going to kill myself over it in between episodes. Just because if there's only a chance that we see one at 32, it's going to be rough. We might as well pick up a young Mesa Buzzard from the Arathi Highlands instead, at least for the time being, which will give us Dive as an ability. And then we would just have to wait on rank 2 of Screech, which is okay. I'd rather have Dive over the second rank of Screech, I think. Probably going to be more useful for us anyway. That's the same vulture we saw before. Level 34. Again, not going to cut it. Entering the evening hours now. I did just spot a level 32 vulture down here in the south. We did that through Eagle Eye. Hopefully he's still around. There he is. Okay, let's get this done. We're gonna drop a trap here. We're gonna grab him. We're gonna tame him. Yeah, we had to wait quite a while for this one. This one took a long time. I actually didn't even think about the abilities that he has. It looks like he doesn't have like a swoop or anything that's going to stun us or knock us down. So, oh no, are you serious? Oh, this is not good at all. Yeah, our tame beast did not work. Alright, so we're going to have to try again. And we're going to have to be quick about this, just in case anybody comes in to kill him. I guess our freezing trap got in the way of that turtle. We can use the really sticky glue instead. Let's go ahead and try to use that. That'll give us a solid, like, 10 seconds. Even a couple more. So hopefully this one works this time. I'm not sure if you just have, like, a chance to fail Tame Beast. That might be a possibility. We got him this time. Beautiful. Already got the meat in our bags to feed him, so that's great. Pretty interesting color. He's like a brownish purple almost. Not too bad. So that, I think that's going to do it. I'm going to name this one Ripper. I thought that was a cool name that we saw back in Stone Talon. I think it'll fit him well. Let's give him some more food. And he's going to obviously need some training points before we can start giving him all of this stuff, various ranks of bite and whatnot, but he does come with Screech rank 2 automatically. So that's really cool. He'll be able to use that at the very least while we wait on some of the other abilities. And like I said, I think he only needs loyalty. I don't think he needs to level up necessarily to get those training points. I could be wrong. I'm not positive. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for me for today, guys. That is enough excitement for one day, for sure. So the next one, we're going to take on 1,000 Needles for real with our new pet in hand. As always, I appreciate you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.